Hi friends, oh my gosh, happy Monday. I was just thinking it's July 1st. I can't believe it's July 1st already. I don't know what happened to June, but happy July. Thank you for joining me today. This is my weekly Facebook Live, and I have some really fun cards I'm going to share with you today. I'm making a lot of cards today, way more than I normally do, but you'll see why in a minute. So if you're there, say hi. Let me know where you're from. Let me just take a peek here. I'm starting a little bit later than I normally do today. We've got a lot going on in my studio today, and I just thought I would give myself an extra half hour to prepare for today's live. So I think you're going to enjoy these cards. I am featuring the Adventurous Sky Bundle, Take to the Sky Suite. It is, oh, and you know what? Shoot, I don't have my catalog here so that I can show you. Maybe I'll get one here in a second. We'll see. But anyway, I hope you all have fun plans for the 4th of July. Oh, here we go. Thank you. My assistant Renee is here to rescue me. Hi, Jeanne. How are you? So I'm going to look for this, and then I'm going to switch my camera view down. Bear with me here. Okay, and there. Hi, Myra. Okay, so Renee, Myra says, hello, Laura, and guest. My guest is Renee. She's not really a guest. We always say she's part of our family. So anyway, but she always comes to my rescue.
Hi, Myra.
My catalog, yeah, she says hi. My catalog seems to walk away from, I have several in my studio, but they always seem to walk away. But anyway, hi, Virginia. Hi, Barb. Hi, Kathy. Thank you, friends, for joining in today. I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera view down. And this is the stamp set. This is the suite that I'm featuring today. Take to the Sky. This is a wonderful suite, perfect for masculine cards. It has an amazing set of dies. The stamp set on its own is fantastic. It has these really cool trinkets, which I will show you. And you know what? I see them now over on my desk. Renee, I'm going to have to ask you to help me again. I'm sorry. It's kind of Monday morning. Well, it's Monday afternoon, but that pack of trinkets there, please. I pulled them out, and I don't need them out, but that's okay. Thank you. I pulled them out, and then I set them down on my desk. So anyway, here we go. I wanted to show you this suite today because I am featuring this in my July class to go, the Adventurous Sky card class to go. I do these every month with my friend Sherry from Canada. So if you're watching and you're from Canada, you can get this class to go from Sherry. If you're in the United States, you can order it through me. And we are both always very grateful for anyone that takes our classes. And over the year, we've been doing this, my gosh, I don't even know how many years, but we have developed a nice following, and we're so grateful for everyone that takes our classes. So let me just tell you a little bit about the class. So I was going to release it today, but I had everything ready to go on Friday, and so I released it early. I couldn't wait because I was excited about these cards. I do have an early bird registration special, and if you register by July 5th, which is Friday of this week, you'll get a little bonus gift from me. So I love my early birds, and I like to reward them for signing up right away. In this class, you'll make 6 different cards. The cards are amazing. We have a pocket card. We have a fun fold card. We have a slider card, which is one of the ones that I designed. It actually looks like the plane is like flying across the sky. It's really, really cool and fun. And anyway, you also get some product and DSP and some gems. And so let me just show you. So anyway, I wanted to mention that. Let me show you a snippet of the paper. This is 12 by 12 paper. And it's always better when you see it. This isn't really in person, but it's always better when you can see. And let me show you the back. So here's some with planes. Like that. It's cute. Yes, this is great. Kathy says she lives with an aviation enthusiast. This is great for anybody that likes flying. loves planes, masculine cards that we're always, you know, trying to come up with ideas for. I love this pattern. There's a nice plaid. And then this I'm going to show you in more detail, and there's the back of that. So it is great paper. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make cards, and these are not cards that are going to be part of our class, but for those of you that sign up for the class, this will give you a lot more ideas. So I'm going to bring in this piece of DSP. You get 2 of these in each pack of DSP. You'll have 2 of each sheet, and so 2 of this particular one. And so I'm going to use these on the top 2/3 of this paper today to make some cards. This bottom piece, I did what I think is a really cool card for our class to go. So I'm not going to do anything with those today, but those of you, it's probably, well, I don't know if it's the favorite card. I think the slider card I designed is probably my favorite with this class, but this is a close second. It's almost hard to pick. But what I'm going to do with this is just use these panels and show you how quick and easy it is to make some cards. So I'm going to take my paper trimmer and I'm going to line up this line right here. This is where these tags are, and I'm just going to cut along that, and I'll save those for my class project. Now I'm just going to cut these apart. And I'm just lining them up and line up where I want to cut. I'm just making sure that it's in the track here. This would be great for anybody that loves planes, anybody that likes to travel. Okay, so there's 4 pieces from that strip. I also love the colors. I love the smoky slate, the navy. Okay, so we have that. Oops, I got that not quite right, but it doesn't matter. It'll be fine. Clean that up a little bit. Okay, so we have all these panels, and I'm going to turn these into some cards. I'm going to do some stamping, of course, using the stamp set. Here's a look at the dies too, if you want to see those. Oh yeah, so you can hear Charlie. So here's the stamp set. You always lift me up, to my friend, happiest Father's Day, flying by to say hi. You're the best, plain and simple. It's kind of a play on words. Plain is spelled P-L-A-N-E, and then happy birthday. So let's get started with our first card. So I'm going to start with this panel since it's on the top. I'm doing some of these as full-size cards, and then I'm doing some using the note cards and envelopes. Okay, so I have done I'm using Smoky Slate and Night of Navy. I've got some white. I've already die cut. This is from the Spotlight on Nature dies. And so I am just going to keep these quick and easy. And I'm going to start with Night of Navy ink. And I'm going to get my stamp. And I'm just going to stamp flying by to say hi. Normally, if I was doing this, I would stamp first and then cut it out, but I like to do my die cutting before I go live. It kind of helps speed things along. So there we have our words, flying by to say hi. I'll set that aside. So I have my Night of Navy card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I'm going to take a panel of Smoky Slate. This panel from the DSP measures about Well, it's bigger than I need it to be. So I'm going to trim this to 4 by 5 1/4. Let me just see where I am here. Okay, so we've got the 4, and then I'm going to just cut here. Put it up here. Okay, so we have 4 by 5 1/4. And what I decided to do, so you could leave it just like this. I thought it might be kind of fun to stamp these clouds, just a couple real lightly, just to add some interest, a little bit of detail. You wouldn't, like I said, you would not have to do this. I'm using a big block. And I'm going to ink this up. I'm just going to do this a little bit here. And I'm going to pick it up and move it slightly and stamp it again. And I'll do the same thing down here. Just kind of fill that in a little bit. I just thought that looked kind of cool. It just adds some detail to those clouds. All right. And then on the inside, while I have my ink out, I think I'm going to use Night of Navy, and I'm just going to stamp this little plane. I love these planes. I think they're so cute. All right, so we have that. Now we're going to put this together. So this panel is 4 by 5 1/4. So I wanted just a thin layer showing behind this. So I did 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, so that just a teeny bit of the smoky slate shows behind that. I just thought that was nice to just kind of set this off a little bit. So I'm going to attach this with my glue. I have a new bottle of glue. It's very exciting. Okay, so we have that. And then for this panel, I decided to pop this up. Oh, good. Everyone's liking the clouds. Good. I thought that it just added a little bit something else. You know, it just kind of added a bit. All right. So I'm going to put this on here. Like that. And then I have my words, and I have a little piece of smoky slate. This is about a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch. And I'm just going to snip one end of this like that, and I'm going to glue this down flat, and then this piece is going to go over that. So first I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. I'm going to use some white baker's twine, which, excuse my reach, I got to stand up here a minute. Pull some out. Okay. Luckily I have everything kind of close by. Okay. So I'm just going to put that there like that. And then I'm going to do this. And what I decided to do was do a little bit of swirl with the white baker's twine. And what I like to do when I do this, well, first of all, I'm going to I like to use my tape runner. If I don't have that, I'm going to just put, I'll just put a glue dot down. We are preparing for the summer stamp camp this week, so we have stuff everywhere, but it's very exciting. The projects are so cute. I can hardly wait. So anyway, I am just going to kind of wrap this around my fingers a couple times and trim this. And then I'm going to pull one of the ends. And I just do this till I like the way it looks. There's like no right or wrong. And I'm going to rest that there. And I'll just kind of adjust it to where I want it to be. And then I'm going to take my dimensionals. So on Wednesday, I wanted to mention we have a whole lot of new online exclusives that will be released. I will be sending out an email about those, but you don't want to miss those. There's some really great things, word sets and Christmas things and lots of good things. Okay, so I'm just going to do that just like that. It's just kind of messy. It just adds, I don't know, it just adds a little bit of softness maybe to all the paper. And then I do have, so this week, and if you take my class, you'll get a whole packet of these, the industrial trinkets. They're so cool. And I think you could use these on a lot of different things, not just these plain cards, but look how cool these are. Let me hold this up so you can see there's a lot of detail. I don't know if I can do it so you can see it or not, but they have a lot of detail. And then this side is it just looks like a nut and a bolt to me. You could use either side. Well, for my class, I use both sides. It's kind of a personal preference. I'm not going to use those on these cards today. I am using instead the adhesive back metallic gems. And so let me just add a couple of these. I'm going to do silver. And these have silver, copper, and gold. There, and then small, and there's like a small and a large size. Okay, so we'll do that. Really simple, but quick, easy. I'm gonna pull this down a bit. There we go. All right, and then for the inside, we'll just attach this. Okay, and there is card number 1, flying by to say hi. Quick, easy, can't get much quicker or simpler than that, right? Okay, so there we have card number 1. Set that aside. I'm going to go now to the second card. This is also a full-size card, and I did use the dies for these. And I have everything cut and prepped and ready. Okay, so those are my dies that I'm going to use. And for this one, I am using a Smoky Slate card base. And I have the plaid. This is one of the pattern papers from the DSP. And I just cut this 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so it's going to fill up the whole front of the card. Okay, so we have this. Okay, so we have that. And then I've die cut one of the airplanes with the dies, and it's so cute. So we have this part of the plane, and then so this one has 2 parts. One is like more detailed, and one is like the body of the plane. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those together. I'm not going to put any glue up here because that actually is above the body of the plane. So I'm just going to put a few dabs on the tail and across here, maybe a little bit there. It doesn't take a lot to hold this in place. But isn't this cute? Oh, here's a little piece. it did not come out when I die cut. I'm going to pop that out. Sometimes I pop them out. Sometimes I just leave them there. Yeah, you can see there's a couple there. I'm just going to leave those there. I kind of like the look of it. It doesn't bother me. Okay, so let me get this lined up. There we go. All right, so we have that. And then one of the dies, it's really cool. Let me bring it in here to show you. This die actually cuts 2 propellers at one time. So I've got the 2, these are in Night of Navy, and I'm just going to put those right at the front of the plane. I kept calling these antennas, and then I realized that they're propellers, not antennas. You could put one. I like putting both of them on there, and I love that we can cut 2 at the same time. Like that. So, okay, we've got that. Then for this one, I'm going to find in these papers from the DSP, I'm going to use 2 pieces on this one. I am using the clouds, and I'm using this piece. It almost looks like a draftsman's drawing with different sketches and things of the planes. I'm not sure if that's what it is. That's what it looks like to me. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere these. Aren't these colors pretty? Terry commented she likes the gray and the navy blue. I do too. I think this, I like this one too because I love the plaid with the clouds and then the navy blue. And these I'm just going to glue down flat. I love the cloud paper. And then I'm just going to offset these like that. That looks good. Give that a quick press. Okay. Then I am going to, I'll attach my plane, and I like to do these, I mean, you could, any way would be cute. I'm going to pop that part out right there. Okay. But I kind of like them pointing up so that it's like they're taking off, going up into the sky. Yeah, this paper is great. Okay, so we have this. And so I'm going to point that up. It's ready for takeoff. I guess it's already up in the sky. And then I am going to use this word panel. This is from the Stylish Shape Dies. It's trying to get away from me here. And I'm going to use You're the Best Plain and Simple stamp. And I'm going to use Night of Navy ink for this one. Yeah, I agree. Myra's saying it's nice to have a guy card, but men like her dad says he likes flowers too. I agree. You can certainly send a card to a man that has flowers on it. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, You're the Best, Plain and Simple. And I'm going to put that at the bottom here. I'm popping this up as well. Let's see if I can get this. And this is going to be straight. Everything else on this is angled. So I'm going to put the words straight like that. And then I'm going to use my silver metallic dots this time. And I'm going to just use one of the large ones using my Take Your Pick tool. I don't know what I ever did without this. I can't make a card without using my Take Your Pick tool anymore. It just makes it so easy to pick up gems and things. Okay, so there we have the front. Isn't that cute? You're the Best, Plain and Simple. And then on the inside, I just have a quarter panel, 4 by 5 1/4. And again, you could do, I don't have, well, why? Okay, so I have this. This would be really cute. Let me trim this up. This would be a cute, it carries over the pattern from the front of the card. I think it's long enough. Yes, so I'm going to do this 4 inches. And then I'm going to trim this little raggedy edge off. I'll make it about 3/4 inches. Okay. And I'll just attach this. Okay. You could stamp a plane, that little plane. You want to do something on the envelope too. You could stamp the plane on the envelope. You could use some of this gray plaid on the flap. I love to do that. I think it kind of elevates the card, the presentation. All right, there's card number 2. You're the best, plain and simple. That's what that looks like up close. Okay, next one. I have one more that is a full-size card, and then I'm going to switch over to the note cards and envelopes. They're smaller. All right, so for this one, I have cut, trying to keep these organized so I can show all of them to you at the end. I cut a piece of DSP. This is the copper clay, the plaid, and it's 3 inches by 5.5. My card's going to be orientated this way. And I did a small die from the Stylish Shapes, the banner shape, and then I just have this little strip of boho blue cardstock. And so for this one, I'm going to get my little stack of papers here. I'm going to use this one. What do you think about these? Do you like these quick, cute cards? I think they're fun. I love this pattern, and actually, I could make this card this way. That would work as well. But I liked the copper clay because of the color of the wings on these planes, so that's why I decided to use this side. Okay, so I have, this is my 3 by 5.5. Get that centered on there as best I can. I think it's straight. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right. Then I'm going to take this little panel. This is from the DSP, and I'm going to pop this up. Thank you for all your comments. I love to read them. Oh, Debbie says, my dad was a flight instructor. This card reminds me. Oh, I love that. Reminds me of her dad. Love that, Debbie. So this is just going to be centered. I'm orientating it a little bit towards the left. I'm not centering it. So we have that. And then I'm going to take this little boho blue panel, and I'm going to use the words Happy Birthday with Night of Navy ink. Just going to stamp that. It's kind of crooked. Let me see if I can do it better. I'll pick the one that looks better. They may both be crooked. I don't know. There, that looks better. All right. Set that aside. And I'm going to mount this onto this piece just for something different. So I'm going to glue this on flat. I'll put the crooked side down so nobody will know. All right, so I'm going to fit that on there. I love this little strip on this die cut shape too. Okay, then I'm going to just angle these. Okay, so we have that. And I am going to use linen thread for this card. And Hey Shelly, how are you? I just got a nice email from you. Thank you. I'm gonna make a big bow with my linen thread, big loopy bow, like that. This is probably too big. I'm gonna put it behind this word thing here and see if yeah, it's a little bit, well, I'll just make it a teeny bit smaller just by pulling the ends there. All right, so I'm just gonna do that. Oh, it's still, there we go, just a little bit smaller. And then these are still curling. I'm gonna just take my fingers, like my thumbnail, and run it across that, and that straightens that, takes away that curl. I'm gonna flip this over, and I'm going to use some dimensionals to hold this all in place and pop it up. I think we all are always looking for masculine cards. It just seems like that's one idea we always are just always searching for. So, okay, so this is gonna go just here like this, like that. And then I'm going to use the silver trinkets. Actually, you know what, I might use I think I'm gonna use the copper, because with this copper paper, I think that might look good. So I'm gonna do a couple of these. I'll do a large. Usually I do, when I'm adding gems, I do an uneven number. I could just leave it like this, but I think I'm gonna put one more right up there, like up in the sky. Just like that. Okay, so there we have, that's card number 3. Happy birthday. And then you could stamp something else on the inside. You could do a strip of the designer paper. There are words that you could say, this says happy birthday, you always lift me up, you're the best, plain and simple. Let's do that. That seems to be a good greeting. I'm gonna put it down here. Make sure it's not upside down though. You don't always have to stamp your words like in the middle of the inside panel. You can be creative and do it. It's kind of fun to do it, switch it up a little bit, right? And I'm going to take, I used copper clay on the front, yeah. So I'm just going to put a little gem right there. The big loopy bow is like, yeah, it's kind of like a propeller. So there is card number 3. Okay, so there we have the card number 3. Now I have, let's see, I have 3 more I'm going to make, 3 more cards. And let me just make sure here. 1, 2, yeah, okay. These cards are using the smaller size, the note cards and envelopes, which I love for a lot of different reasons. Sometimes it's nice because you can, if you want to write just a real short little note for somebody, it's nice to just have a little smaller space to write on. Okay, so here's our card base. These are note cards and envelopes. They come, if you're not familiar with these, you should be, because I love these. They come in a package, and they are 20 note cards cut and scored, and then the 20 coordinating sized envelopes. And they're very reasonably priced. So, all right, so for this one, I'm going to start with a piece of copper clay cardstock, and I just cut it so that there was a little bit of the card base showing on all sides. Okay, this one. So if you like these, I encourage you to take my class, because the cards that I designed, well, and Sherry always does a great job. She's so talented. But I love the cards that I made. If I do say so myself, they're really cool. I think you'll really enjoy them. I thought they were pretty cool. All right. So now I only have these 3 pieces left. I'm going to use this one. It's the map. And I'm going to just attach this flat here. I'm going to orient it a little bit to the left. Okay, so we have that. And then I'm going to do some stamping. I'm going to use the little plane, but I need to clean it because I think I stamped it in the navy blue ink, Night of Navy ink, and I want to, I'm going to use Tuxedo Black because I'm going to add some colors. Okay. All right. I have a scrap paper here, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp this in Tuxedo Black ink, which I have right here. I'm going to close these up and get those out of the way for now. All right. If you love these cards, I see some really nice comments. Thank you. Give me some hearts. Give me some thumbs up. I love to see that when I'm done. It's fun. It's fun to see those the love and hearts coming in. Okay. So I'm going to ink this little plane up. Okay. So, oh, and then the other thing, I'm going to stamp some words on this little strip, flying by to say hi. I'm not sure what color ink I have. Okay, so I have blue on that, Night of Navy, and I'll just use that. So let me bring in, we'll get all our stamping done. That says happy birthday. Flying by to say hi. Okay. Okay. So I want to add some color to this, and for this one I used boho blue, light and dark. I just thought I'd make a blue plane. I just thought, why not? I think there's planes in all different colors, aren't there? So I just thought I'd make a pretty blue plane. And I'm going to start with the light, balmy, did I say boho blue? It's balmy blue. Yeah, light and dark balmy blue. I'm not sure if that's what I said. And I'm going to just do some coloring. I'm just going to quickly color like the body of the plane, and then I'm going to go back in with the dark balmy blue and just highlight some of the darker areas. I want to keep this simple and quick. That's the whole point of these cards. Okay. So now I'm just using my dark balmy blue, and I'm just, wherever there's like those little lines in the image, I'm just going to sort of go over those, and I'll do that part there. Okay, so we have that. Get some on the tail. I almost said tail feathers. It's not, there are no feathers on this plane, right? Okay, so we have that. I'm going to do a little bit right there. Okay, so there's our plane. And if you want to add a dab of like, you could do smoky slate. I think, do I have smoky slate here? What's this? Dark smoky slate. Let me find my light smoky slate. I'm going to add, you could leave it as, oh, that's dark smoky slate too. Where is it? Here it is. Here's my light smoky slate. If you want to add just a touch of gray to the wheels and maybe there where the propeller would be, you can do that. Okay, so then that's real simple coloring there, but I do love to use my blends. There is a die that goes with this, And it is right here. So I colored one before I started today. It's a little bit darker. Either one would be fine. I'm going to use this one. I've already die cut it. I like to do that ahead just to save some time. Oh, Wink of Stella would be pretty. That's a good idea. When is it not a good idea to use Wink of Stella, my friends, right? Okay, so I'm going to take this little strip and I'm going to do a V in the end. And I like to start in the center and then just angle from the corners up to that point. There we go. Okay, so we got that. And then this is too long, but I'm going to attach my plane to this. So I'm going to snip quite a bit of this off, about that much off. And I'm going to just tack this here, and then I'm going to pop this whole panel up. I always like to have it, like I said, I kind of like it pointing more up, like it's going up in the sky. Okay, then I'm going to take my linen thread and just do like a little swirl. Again, here's my tape runner. I was looking for it. So I'm going to just put a little bit of my tape back there and then take some linen thread and just make some swirls. Just put a couple little swirls here. Okay, I'll just do it like that. That looks good. There's no right or wrong. Just do it till you think it looks good. If you like the look of it, then it's good. I think that looks cute. And so now I'm going to just add some dimensionals. Put that there. Okay, super simple, but isn't it cute? When Debbie says Wink of Stella is my best friend, yes. If you know my sister-in-law Nancy, you should hear her talk about Wink of Stella. She loves it too. She has a Wink of Stella kind of personality, very glittery and so fun. Let's see. I'm going to put one way over here, and then I'll put one down. And don't you think these gems, again, I'm going to tell you, adhesive back metallic gems go so well with this suite and the designer paper in particular. Okay, so there we have that card. That's card number 4. Flying by to say hi. You could put happy birthday on the inside. You could add, some other designer paper, just to dress it up a little bit. Okay, I have 2 more to make. Do I? Yes, I do. Okay. All right, so the next card, also a note card. All right, so I cut this copper clay cardstock. It is 3 3/8 by 4 7/8. It's just a smidge smaller than the front of this note card. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue that down now. Nancy is a ball of fire and very fun. You're right, Debbie. Love her. Gotta love her. She's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to just put this here. And you know what, while I'm doing this one, I wanted to mention, I just released information about my next cruise that I'm hosting. It is in October of 2025. If you're on my email list, You should have received information on that. It was either Thursday or Friday last week that I sent it out. We would love to have you join us. I know that Myra, who's watching now, everybody loves Myra. I call her Miss Sunshine. She's already registered, which is great. And I know there's other people that have registered as well. But so these are the parts and pieces I did for this. I can stamp this. I never know, like, I don't want to keep you on here too long, but I know it's fun to watch other people do stamping. So I'm going to go ahead. I've already colored this and die cut it, but I'll do another one. And then I also, this is a little bit bigger than the one on this card that I made. You can see the difference in size. So this one I'm using for this card I'm using the bigger one. And I just decided to do Smoky Slate and I keep saying the wrong thing, Balmy Blue. So I'm going to do light Smoky Slate and that's the dark. I don't know why, but the light Smoky Slate keeps hiding from me. Here it is. So I'm going to do the wings. I just decided my planes today were going to be pretty, have some good color on them. So I'm just going to do the wings here. And then like the body, the main part of the plane is going to be in Balmy Blue. Okay, that looks good. Okay, then I'm going to take the dark Smoky Slate and just really lightly highlight the lines that are part of the design. Put a little bit here. Okay. Okay, that looks good. And then I'm just going to get my Balmy Blue. Here is light Balmy Blue. I normally use the bullet tip. I don't know why, but for me, oh, Terry, thank you. You're funny. You're sweet. Okay, so I'm going to do Balmy Blue, light Balmy Blue for the plane. The body of the plane, I don't know what it's called. That's what I call it. Get the leg there. The leg. I'm sure that's not what that's called either, but we can laugh. Just laugh. It's okay. The names for these, the antenna and the leg and the body, whatever, but you know what I mean. Okay, so we have that. And then I am going to take dark Balmy Blue and then just highlight some of these areas. Anywhere that you think it would perhaps be a little bit darker. Stampin' Up! Always helps us out with these lines. Anywhere there would be like a shadow, you can add some dark. Okay, and maybe like under here. Okay, and that looks, I like how that looks. I think that's good. I do see one thing here. I'm going to add a little bit of the Smoky Slate to this part of the wheel. I missed that originally, and I felt like that looked like it needed some color. Kind of did the same thing on this one. Okay, so there's my plane, and I've already die cut one of them. I did that this morning. And so, Myra, do you like my airplane terms? Myra's cracking up. Okay. So then what I did also, I cut two clouds, a big one and a small one, and then I stamped Happy Birthday, and there is a die. Let me bring this in. So there's a die, and I wasn't really sure what to do with this, but then I realized it could be like a banner flying behind the plane. You know how they do that like at football games, sporting events and things? And then this piece, Renee and I were talking about this, and we thought at first it was like what you would use to like pull the plane around, like when it was on the runway, or not on the runway, but before 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 you'd pull, before it went out, or maybe it had just landed and you're pulling it in. I don't know. But anyway, then I realized it's actually for part of the banner. So let me show you what to do with that. Can you tell I'm not a pilot? I do enjoy flying, but anyway. Okay, so I'm going to take this, and then I've got this blue piece. All right. You got to laugh, right? So this piece I just centered. On this panel. Okay, so we got that. And my plane's going to go here. First thing I'm going to do is take my little tie, whatever it is, and I'm going to attach it to the end of this, my little flag, just with a bit of glue. Yeah, so these cards that I'm making today, like I said, are not part of the class. These are just additional ideas. So if you purchase the class, maybe you already have the bundle, and you could just get the basic class and make these in addition to all the other cards that are part of the class. All right, so I am going to put this here like this. My plane is going to go here. I'm just going to have that coming right out the back like that. So let me go ahead and glue this down. I have this new tube of glue, but I'm afraid to squeeze too hard because I don't want it to go all over. All right. Now I'm going to attach my plane. So the plane is pulling the happy birthday across the sky. I'm just going to put, for right now at least, I'm just going to put one dimensional in the center of this because I'm going to tuck these clouds behind my plane, and I think this will be enough to hold it in place anyway. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to take my clouds, and I said this was the small and the large. There's actually the one cloud that's larger than this that I used the large on the first card that I made today that I remember I stamped on the designer paper. All right, so we have this. I'm just going to glue this down and tuck it behind my plane as it flies through the sky, right through the clouds. That's one thing I love when I'm flying. I love to look out and see the clouds. They're so beautiful so many times. Okay, so we're going to put this, I'm just going to tuck this one under here behind the wing. And then this one is done, except that I'm going to just add an embellishment. And so I'm going to do the copper again. I could do the silver. You get a lot of gems in this pack. So, okay, so there we have that. So cute, right? Happy birthday. And then I have one more to make. My last one. So I cut a piece of designer paper. It's the same size as the copper clay that I used on the last card that I made. I just did it in designer paper this time. And the orientation for this is going to be this way. So I'm going to start just by adding this. And you can see there's just a little bit of white showing. I love this designer paper. Okay. Sometimes I think you look at the designer paper until you see it in action, you don't realize how cool it is. I'm sure there's a lot of really cool things we could do with this paper besides what I'm doing today. But okay, so we have that. And then the last piece from that sheet of designer paper is this. It has this plane on it. And I kept this one super simple. I just glued this down. And I centered this. So I'm going to center this. You could pop it up if you want. I'm going to pop up the words. So I didn't pop this panel up. Okay, so we got that. And then my words, what if they're still in the, here they are, still in the envelope. These are from the Nested Essential Dies, and this particular die. And for this one, I'm using You Always Lift Me Up. Let me pull that out. I think it's still in my case. Yep, You Always Lift Me Up. And for this, I used Mossy Meadow ink. So let me pull that out here. And that's going to go on here. And like I said, normally I would stamp this first and then die cut. That way you can be sure that you have it on straight, but that looks pretty good. And do this. I'm going to do another swirl back here. Maybe it's just something about the plains and wind and all that. I just like the look of a swirl. Okay, so we got this. And I'm just, again, I just twirl it around. I don't think I'm very good at this, but I don't think you can do it wrong. You just do it till you like the way it looks. And I'll put a swirl down here as well. Let's see what this looks like. Yep, and that looks fine. That's just kind of what I wanted it to look like. So I'll snip that off. I like to run my fingernail across that so that it's not curly. Although even if it is curly, it doesn't really bother me. And I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. And I just put this right here at the top. And for my gems, I'm going to use the gold. I haven't used those much. I'm going to use the gold on this one. And you know, I was thinking about putting the gems here, but I think I'm going to put them there. I think it kind of balances with those words there. Just going to use two small ones. Okay, we did it. That is my last card. You Always Lift Me Up. I think it's super cute. All right, so let me bring in all of these cards so you can see them all together. That was fun. Hope you liked them. I think you did. So there's the first one. Well, there's one of them. That was the last one I made. There's this one. Let me get some of this out of here. Let's just clean up a minute before we get everything out here. Okay. I can even put this away. All right, so we have that one, this one. Let me know if you have a favorite. This one. This one. This one. And then this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. in pretty quick amount of time. I tried to keep them simple and, you know, rely on mainly that paper, and a few, you know, basic die cuts, and yeah, I love the colors. I hope that you have liked these. I was going to bring in my graphic again for my class, but I don't know where I put it. Oh, here it is. Wait, here it is. Yeah, I'm going to just bring this in. This is the Adventurous Sky card class to go. These are additional cards. They are not included in the class, but it gives you an idea of the type of cards you can make. These are quick and easy cards. And like I said, there is an early bird special. If you register by Friday, July 5th, you get a gift, an extra gift from me. The class registration closes on July 13th. It's 6 different card kits. We do a PDF, a written PDF that I email to you, as well as a video walking you through how to make each of the 6 cards. And I would love to have you join us. So I'm going to sign off for today. Thank you all for joining me. I wish you a very safe and happy 4th of July. Be careful. I know everybody loves to shoot off fireworks. I'm kind of glad this year Charlie is deaf. I'm not glad that he's deaf, but it's so hard when you have a dog on the 4th of July, and it's easier now that he can't hear the fireworks. So I hope you all have a safe, wonderful 4th, and I look forward to see you next week. And as always, I hope you have time to be creative today. Take care, my friends.